Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. Hope you're all doing very well. We are live tonight for Arsenal versus Liverpool. Also, Chelsea's trip to Lille in the Champions League. We'll be keeping an eye on the scores. There's lots of games going on. Spurs are actually playing Brighton at the moment. That's 0-0 after 18 minutes. So lots and lots to keep you updated with. And I don't actually know where I sit on this game tonight. I've got to be honest. I don't really know. Look, I'm a United fan. I'm not over last night, to be honest. Gutted, absolutely gutted with United's performance. Not surprised, but gutted. And back to league action and this top four race. I mean, look, with Man City dropping points on Monday, if Liverpool win today, they're favourites for the title, which I don't want them to win as a United fan. If Arsenal win, that's basically goodbye to top four. So, which I think is goodbye anyway. And a draw is a good result for Arsenal. So there is not really a result. I suppose the draw is the best, the lesser of three evils, really. But look, to be honest with you, I'm just looking forward to watching a decent game of football, hopefully, because it's such a pointless exercise wishing for results for United when United are shit. Even if Arsenal get beat 5-0 here, doesn't mean we're going to capitalise anyway. So it's much of a mushness, really. I will be talking about this Rashford incident in a minute. I think it's quite interesting on a deeper level what's actually going on in the world of football around Manchester United as well as other teams as well. But let's give you the early team news. As I said, there is a game going on between Brighton and Tottenham. That's 0-0. I mean, if Tottenham were to win that, they're only 2 points behind United with a game in hand. So, but we'll start off with Chelsea versus Lille, first of all. Lille played quite well in the first leg. I will have that game on as well as the Arsenal United Liverpool game, so we will be able to keep you up to date with both games. It's a double watch along, although I've only got one scoreboard today. So the Chelsea team in Lille is Mendy, Christensen, Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Alonso, Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Havertz and Pulisic. Mason Mount on the bench, I think, for Chelsea. Yes, he is. And then the main one, the big one. This is for the title. This is for top four. It's a massive game between Arsenal and Liverpool. And interestingly enough, and I don't know why, Salah's on the bench. If anyone can tell me why, let me know. But Arsenal, Ramsdale, Suarez, White, Gabriel Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Xhaka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Lacazette. It's the same team that started at the weekend with that very good win over Leicester. And then Liverpool travel with Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Diaz, Jota and Mane. Very strong team. I don't know. Is Salah carrying an injury? I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Hi Mark, I'm probably your number one fan in California. I hope Arsenal get the win. Much love, says Daniel. Thank you very much, Dan. Thanks for the super chat there. I would say, okay, so Salah's carrying a bit of a knock, so it's nothing sinister about his contract or anything like that. So he's half injured, which I suppose makes sense. Although they're not. Their next game is Forest on Sunday, which we're going to be doing a watch along for. Big heads up for the weekend. Formula One. Sunday afternoon, first race of the season. I'm doing a watch along at 3, and then 6 o'clock it's Liverpool's trip to Forest in the FA Cup final. We're doing that. We're also doing Chelsea Middlesbrough on Saturday evening as well. So a couple of FA Cup games and a Formula One watch along this weekend. Into next week we will be covering the World Cup qualifiers, predominantly the Portugal-Italy scenario. So we'll probably do Portugal-Turkey next Thursday night, and then on the Tuesday night hopefully we'll be doing Italy against Portugal for a place in the World Cup. So some big watch-alongs to come on this channel. Thanks everyone for watching. We've also got our little daily topical things. Yesterday I was talking about Chelsea. Today I had a short video about United. So make sure you subscribe, smash a like. Everybody's welcome on this channel. And to be honest with you, this is my favourite channel I do at the moment. This and Twitch. This and my FIFA career mode. Because as much as I love United, I find them very, very hard to watch at the moment, and this for me is escapism. And so well done if you're part of this community, because you probably get the best of me at the moment, because it's the one where I can sort of switch off from United a little bit. But that reminds me as well, I will be on Twitch on a late night stream tonight. If you're into my FIFA career mode with TUSFC, we're doing well. Could be our last season. 10:30 tonight we'll be live on Twitch. I've left you the link in the description if you want to give me a follow and get the notification. But it's a late night FIFA stream tonight because I couldn't do it this afternoon. So we are set there. I've gone through the team news. We've got a massive game between Liverpool and Arsenal at the Emirates in the league. Chelsea 2-0 up from the first leg away in France, with an opportunity to get into the quarter-final draw. We'll have the Champions League quarter-final draw for you on this channel at 11 o'clock on Friday. It should have been on the United stand, but we won't talk about that. And as I said, there are a lot of games going on tonight. There's a few in the Championship, but more interestingly, I suppose, Spurs against Tottenham, 22 minutes, still 0-0 there. Brighton are on a bad run at the moment, and be interesting to see if Spurs can turn it around. Comp says that Rashford is a disgrace. Right, well look, we've got a couple of minutes before the Lille game kicks off with Chelsea. We've got 20 minutes until the Arsenal versus Liverpool game kicks off. So I just wanted to talk about this. So Marcus Rashford basically had a bad game again for Manchester United yesterday. He's been on a really, really bad run of form. I actually think he's a good player who's just not been a good player for 2 years. I've got my own theory on that, which is irrelevant because it's only my theory. But anyway, last night he's walking out after the game. There's a camera clip where somebody shouts something at him. Basically, you're not good enough. Maybe they swore him a little bit. And he's basically said, come over here and say that, and pointed his finger at them. Some people were saying he did that to them. Some people were saying he threatened them. Ultimately, Rashford's then come out and said there's two sides to the story. I've been getting loads of abuse for weeks now, and I snapped. And I shouldn't have done it, but, you know, that's why I snapped. And I suppose there's so many different angles to come at this. I actually quote tweeted it, and I've got nothing against Marcus Rashford. I want him to play well. But I quote tweeted it, and I basically said, I've spoken to so many ex-United players who've said, and look, take for example, we've had Paul Ince on the United stand, and I've spoken to him numerous times about the social media problem on the channel about United, and I've said, you know, when you were a player, you didn't have social media, but you had newspapers. I mean, you played for an England team where they put a turnip on the top of Graham Taylor's head. The abuse you used to get in those days was a lot worse than you get now. It's just more volume because of social media. And I said, what did you do when you had bad results? Did you read the papers? And he said, well, no, we didn't, because we were our own critic. We didn't listen to outside noise, and we just focused on ourselves. And the modern player can't do that. So I agree. I mean, look, did Marcus Rashford write that tweet? Probably not. He's got a PR team behind him. But the reality is he probably doesn't like the criticism he gets about his performances. But ultimately, I would advise him not to read it. I would advise any United player not to read it, because you won't find solace on social media. Unless you're top of the league and you're running for the Ballon d'Or. But even then you'll still have haters, because abuse is basically unhappy people expressing their unhappiness at you. That's what abuse is. You don't read social media, because for every 10 people that like you, there'll be 1 or 2 that fucking hate you. So, like, I don't get this whole, well, I've had abuse for weeks and weeks and weeks. You're going to get abuse, Marcus. Everybody's going to get abuse. I get abuse. Like, if I put a tweet out and I read the replies, there'll be somebody saying something about something really horrible. There always is. And not everyone's going to like you. And I think that moaning about it, and also people have got the right to criticise you. Of course they have. If people think what I'm doing now is absolute horseshit, they've got every right to say it. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. And there's nothing Marcus Rashford can do. And there's nothing Harry Maguire can do. There's nothing Cristiano Ronaldo can do. And I think Cristiano Ronaldo put it best a few months ago when he said that, look, you're going to get haters, you're going to get people that love you. One day you're a hero, one day you're a villain. I don't let it bother me. I focus on me. And that's basically what you should do. Welcome to the world of social media, Alpha Gaming. But you know the real problem, and I don't know whether it's a problem at any club, but at Manchester United, you know what the problem is? Marcus Rashford puts that tweet out, and Manchester United's Twitter account quote tweets it with a heart. And I replied, I went, but it's because of you this happens. Because you've turned us from a football club into a brand. And every player is a brand. And if they do anything wrong, or they're involved in anything wrong, they have to come out to protect their brand. And it just doesn't work. It does not work. The reason Manchester United are rubbish and the reason teams like Liverpool and Man City are good is because they're football clubs and we've become a brand. And what does a brand do? A brand wants positivity. So whenever there's any negativity, you've got to spin that into a positive. The bottom line is, Manchester United are shit. And they're getting criticised because they're shit. If they were winning and doing well, they would not be getting criticised. They are getting criticism because they're not very good at football. And they are footballers. But what Manchester United Football Club have done is they've turned their footballers into brands. And those brands, when they get criticised, can't be criticised because they need to be popular. And that's where we've gone wrong. And that's why we get spun around with all this positivity all the time. Winning team, this bullshit. United have created this. I feel sorry for the players. And look, abuse is never nice. It's never nice. But who loads that abuse? And what I mean by that is, they've got all these people around them chucking this brand deal, doing this, doing that. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. They've lost sight of what they are. They're footballers. They're professional footballers. And I'll go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago. Stop listening to the external noise. That's not just the abuse. That's not people telling you shit. That's also people telling you to do this brand deal. People telling you to do this picture. Focus on you. You've got a very short career. You're a footballer. I'm talking to all footballers here. You've got a very short career. You're a footballer. If you focus on... It's very hard to be a professional footballer. And I've got respect for anybody who's playing for Man United because, God, they've done well to get there. But focus... You've got there. You've got somewhere... millions of people dream of being. When you're there, don't start getting distracted by people saying you're shit or people wanting you to use you for your brand. You're a footballer. It must be so hard to be a top level footballer. You've got to, look at Ronaldo. You've got to live it. You've got the right mentality. These players spend too much time thinking about what people think about them and what their latest brand deal is going to be. Focus on your fucking football. Focus on your football and remove the noise. You will always get criticised. Ronaldo's the greatest player in the world, arguably. He gets criticised. Messi, greatest player in the world. He gets criticised. And not just because they're getting old now. They've always had it. There's always been pro people Messi who hate Ronaldo and pro people Ronaldo who hate Messi. And they're the two greatest players I've seen in my lifetime, apart from Maradona. And they get abuse. What are we trying to do with society? Oh, I get a load of abuse and it's not fair. Yeah, it is not fair. But what are you going to do? You're never going to stop it. You need to learn to deal with it. And if you can't deal with abuse, don't read fucking abuse. Simple as that. Don't. But it's so hard for them not to read about the abuse because their world is social media because they've got to do this, that, this brand, that initiative, this. So they're reading it all the time. Because they read it, because when they do something good, they're reading all the praise. But if you can't take the abuse, don't read the praise. And I'll go back to what I said. If 9 people like you, one person's going to fucking hate you. So if you want to read all the praise, it's like, if you want the sunshine, you've got to take the thunderstorm. No, if you want the rainbow, you've got to take the rain, haven't you? And I just don't think the modern players are equipped for it. I would say abuse is never good. It's never right. But I would say that these people who are so obsessed with getting their PR in order and doing their admin and getting them brand deals, maybe you need to build the character as well. Maybe you need to look at the mentality because you'll end up with people like Jesse Lingard a couple of years ago coming out saying, basically, I've got mental health problems, I'm depressed. Because, 3 or 4 years ago, he's riding the wave, he's in a World Cup semi-final, he's got the J-Lings, bloody brands and everything looks great. And then suddenly his football's no good. Jesse Lingard is an example to Marcus Rashford and every other Man United player. And he's mates with them. Lingard, 4 years ago, World Cup semi-final, he's doing well for United, he's got brand deals, everything's looking great. 4 years later, the talent, whatever the talent was, has just disappeared and deserted him. You need to focus on your football. Focus on your football. Stop focusing on everything else. Stop trying to be everybody's hero. Because I tell you what, you can be the nicest person in the world. You can do every bit of charity work in the world. Everyone can say you're the nicest person in the world. And somebody, and more than one person will go, oh, he just comes across as a right smug twat. I can't fucking stand him. Oh, he's just so nice to everyone. Bullshit. There will always be haters out there. Remove the noise. Focus on your football. And if you're not, this could be personal to somebody watching the channel as well. If you are somebody that's, bothered by abuse and that, just don't fucking read it. Don't read it. Don't put yourself in that situation because it will damage you. I had it when I first started doing this. Nothing can prepare you for it, and it's on a smaller scale to what footballers get, but nothing can prepare it for, people wishing you were dead. And that was another influencer on Christmas fucking Day. Oh, I woke up this morning and Goldbridge isn't dead, maybe next year. And that's not just some scumbag on Twitter. That's another influencer. So, that was my first introduction to this sort of thing. And I've had a lot worse than that from scumbags. But you learn to just... They're not my friends. They're unhappy people expressing their unhappiness at not liking what I do or something like that. And why do I need to take notice of that? Why do I need to take notice of that? And why does anybody else need to take abuse? As I always say, any abuse comes from a place of darkness. It comes from a place of unhappiness. And basically, abuse is somebody shouting in a mirror. And social media allows them to type it out, but basically they're just expressing their own unhappiness. When we lost to Borough, I'd already given up on this season. Anyone complaining about yesterday, just setting yourself for a disappointment, says Marketing James. I think it's a disgrace how everyone is hating on Rashford. No one talks about Sancho. Rashford got more goals and assists than Sancho. This is an agenda, says Don Ollie. Well, I don't think it's an agenda. I think Marcus Rashford's playing absolutely shit at the moment. That's not abuse. That's a critique. I'm a fan of Rashford. I've always liked him. He's always been one of my favourite players at United. But you know what? Bruno's one of my favourite players, and he's acting like a petulant shit player at the moment. That's not abuse. That's a critique on players that are a disgrace to the shirt. That's not. I'm not. I would never say anybody should stop that. That is. They are lucky to wear a Manchester United shirt. Manchester United shirts, Liverpool shirts, Arsenal shirts. They mean so much to the fans because they've probably been supporting the club for years and years and years and years. And if people put it on and they don't deserve to be in it, they're not performing in it, then they should be critiqued. It's not an agenda, it's a critique. Mark says, bloke only said, Rashford, can you stop and sign something? It's the least you could do. After that performance, then gets called a CUNT and threatened. Well, we don't know whether that happened, Mark. We don't know what happened. At the end of the day, I agree that any, you know, I remember Wayne Rooney walking off for England in the 2010 World Cup and, you know, going mad in to the camera saying, oh, this is what England supporters are they shouting at their own players? I mean, a lot of people didn't like that. You know, I actually think it would have been less of an issue if it wasn't. And look, Rashford represents a lot of footballers, but they're all big off the pitch, and they've all got. You know, imagine Rashford hadn't done all he'd done off the pitch, however you think that is. You know, whether it's a brand or the charity work or anything. Imagine Rashford had done none of that and he was just a footballer. Do you think we'd have a big outcry like this? Do you think there'd be a statement from Rashford? I don't think there would. Player pissed off with somebody saying he's shit, walk into a bus. It wouldn't matter if they were just footballers, but because they're brands, they've got to protect the brand, and this is the problem. United have brandified their players. They've turned them into They've turned them into brands, and that's what it's all about. United now. We've got 5 minutes gone in the Lille game at the moment. They've started off quite well, but still 0-0 in that game. Might be in the minority, but I think Rashford's poor form is because of attitude. Doesn't want to be here. Walking, and now this won't get better, says Levi. Look, anybody who watched the game yesterday, I thought Pogba and Rashford came on the pitch and played like they wanted to start and didn't have the right mentality to come on as a sub. So, and I thought the same in the Manchester derby as well. That's all I'm interested in. You know, I'm not interested. I'm not buying his book. I'm not buying Jesse Lingard's jumpers. I'm not buying Ronaldo's aftershave. I don't know what Harry Maguire does brand-wise, but I'm not buying any of that. All I care about, and I know not all football fans are like this, but all I care about is what a player does on the pitch. That's what I care about. And you will be criticised if you're not good enough, but you'll be praised if you do. I mean, I think of the great moments that Rashford's given as I remember that game against Liverpool. Took 2 goals, made Trent Alexander-Arnold look shit. The free kick against Chelsea. His debut goals. That's where I judge Rashford. I don't really care about what's going on off the pitch. It's about what he does on the pitch, and we've lost sight of that. We really have. It's 0-0 between Lille and Chelsea. Okay, thank you very much for Renate. Any fake scores will get blocked out, which is good. Harry Maguire doesn't do fridges, and I'll tell you what, if he did a Smeg fridge, I'd buy one of those. They're brilliant. He'd probably give me a discount as well because he loves me. Still 0-0 between Brighton and Tottenham, and we're 9 minutes away from the start of the game between Liverpool and Arsenal, which is the featured match I'm going to be watching. However, I have got Lille versus Chelsea on as well, so I'll keep you updated with all and everything that is going on. We are going to do a poll on what you think the result's going to be for the Liverpool-Arsenal game, because I think that's the most interesting one. We will be doing some polls, of course, but let's do a result poll first of all. You know what? Hopefully I'm jinxing it, but I think Arsenal will get a result today. Liverpool, massive opportunity for Liverpool to take advantage of Man City's slip. I was just going to have a look at the table as well. Let me just put the poll out. So you can vote for the result there. Let's have a look at the league table. So Liverpool are... So actually, even if Liverpool win this game in hand, it doesn't make a massive amount of difference, does it? They've still really got to go to the Etihad and win, because if they win this game, they're 1 point behind Man City and they've got to go to the Etihad. So they've still got that 1 point buffer, but it's still Still going to be massive, that game at the Etihad. And for anybody who doesn't know when that game is, by the way, we will be doing a watch-along for it. And oh my God, what a game that's going to be. The 10th of April. So literally, what, 3 or 4 weeks away, Man City at Liverpool. Man City against Liverpool at the Etihad on Sunday the 10th of April at 4:30. That is going to be a game of football. That really could be a title decider. It probably won't be, but it will be a big game. Apparently Spurs have scored. Liverpool fan here, I'm nervous for today, but I'm going with a 2-0 win, says Lorcan. And can you do a keep drop video for our roster? Says Killen. I've sort of done it before. I don't really want to talk about Rashford, Maguire, Bruno or anyone like that at the moment. Ultimately, what does it matter? They're just not good enough at the moment. And I sort of can't be arsed to talk about them. I think my interest in United, these players have proved themselves not to be good enough, and it's their job to prove they are good enough now. We should have bought Trippier, miles better than our right backs. I don't think it would have made any difference at all to our season. I don't actually think Trippier's that good. I think he's an okay right back. I didn't want him at United. He's 31. No. Spurs are winning 1-0. I haven't got that game on, but I'm told it is 1-0 between those two teams at the moment, and it is 1-0. It is 1-0. Let me have a quick look who scored the goal for you. It's Kulevsky. He's having a cracking season. He really is having a cracking season, isn't he? Well, Lille have got a good free kick opportunity here as well. Let's just see what happens with this. He's the Turkish lad, isn't he? What's his name? It's not Tuzan, is it? TUSFC is tonight, straight after this at 10:30 on Twitch. I've dropped the link in the description. Give us a follow. Let's just see what happens with this Lille free kick. It's right on the edge of the box. It's very central. Whenever I feel anxious, I just tune into one of your channels and I feel better. Thanks for all you do. Shout out from New York, says Daniel. Thank you very much, Daniel. Our second Daniel from America. One from California, one from New York. Thanks for the super chat there. It's Yilmaz, that's it. Let's have a look what happens here. Oh no, Romero scored. Kulevsky with the goal. And that's gone over the bar for Lille. Players are about ready to come out here. Erling Haaland to Man City. Done. Come on, City, says Hassan. I've not heard anything about that. So I would bow down to... no, I wouldn't bow down to your knowledge on that. Oh, God. The BBC website's so shit at times, isn't it? What do I pay my licence fee for? It is 1-0 to Spurs, though. But this is, even if Man City do get Haaland, it's the level of what you're dealing with, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Breaking. Borussia Dortmund's officials believe Erling Haaland has agreed to move to Manchester City. And that's from Christian Falk, who is absolutely very good in relation to Dortmund. I mean, I don't think we'll have many City fans. There aren't many City fans, but Liverpool, Arsenal players coming out on the... Oh, God. I tell you what, if it's about tracksuit tops, Arsenal's shit's all over Liverpool's. What's that tracksuit top about? It's horrible. I don't even know what it's meant to be. But it's not all about tracksuit tops. Christian Falk is very good when it comes to Dortmund transfers. I remember when United thought they'd got Haaland and he said he's going to Dortmund, and a lot of people didn't agree with him. He was right. I remember when we thought we were getting Bellingham and he said he's going to Dortmund, and he was right. He was right about Upamecano to Bayern a long way before anybody else. So that is interesting if that comes to pass. Maybe a Romano tweet will come out at some point and give us something. But if Haaland is off to Man City, it takes them from excellent to the next level, doesn't it? I don't think it's never meant, oh, you get Haaland in Pep's team and they're gonna win every single game. It makes them stronger, but it doesn't always work like that. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this game. Okay. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of the match. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, you're very welcome. Apparently Ricky said top 4 is still on. I'll have a pint of what he's drinking. So what are we saying in the poll? What are we saying in the poll here? We've got 57% going with a Liverpool win, 18% going with a draw, and then we've got 25% going with an Arsenal win. I'm going to go with a draw. I just fancy Arsenal to get something today. It's a big test for Arsenal. Massive improvement this season, of course, but I think they've got a bit of momentum. I think they've got a bit of belief, and I think if they get this result, it will give them a lot more than that. Erling Haaland, we've done that one. Another super chat coming in from Russian Nightmare. Thanks for the super chats. If you want to do that through the $, you can. Let's remember that we ran Rashford into the ground for a year and a half. He played hurt and probably cost himself some longevity. Anyone should be able to create, but let's keep it in context, says Russian Nightmare. I think we have kept it in context, Russian Nightmare. I think he's performing badly. That's on him. Everyone's got a right to criticise him for that. Abuse is never okay, but you've got to accept it as a footballer. You're going to get it. You're never going to stop it. And you're never going to stop people saying you're a load of shit. You can't stop people going on to social media after a black player misses a penalty and doing racist emojis. If we can't stop people being racist, we're never going to stop people being abusive. And some would say you shouldn't stop people being able to say that you're shit because, well, that's not abuse. I don't think that is an abuse. I don't think it is abuse to say you played absolutely shit, mate. That's just... It's the truth. I think you'd struggle to get that classed as abuse in a court of law. But ultimately, you've got to be able to take criticism if you're going to be an elite sportsman. You have. You have. Do you think Liverpool are preparing for Salah's exit? I don't know. I'm not a Liverpool fan. We're about to start here, though. Please subscribe, by the way. We're only 200 away from 628,000. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. You're all welcome on the channel, of course, as ever. Nobody is excluded. And we've just started the game here. I'm just going to start the clock on the screen. As soon as it comes on, I'll let you know. The match has started. Big test for Arsenal, this match today. Come on, get the timer on the screen. No room for racism. No. Okay, so we are 20... Let's say we're 30 seconds in, and when it hits 30 seconds, I will press start. Liverpool on the attack. Mane. Still 0-0 between Lille and Chelsea. There we go. Should be up and running on screen. Ramsdale comes for a cross and misses it. Oh, pardon. There we go. Apparently Salah's got a bit of a knock, Supernova, so that's why Salah's not playing. But I'm looking forward to this tonight. Got to stay alert. I've got my FIFA stream after this. Can't afford to be dropping points with tiredness, so I've got to stay alert, pump it up, bit of sneak and all that jazz. Do I think Arsenal can get top 3? No. No. That would... I think Arsenal fans... Arsenal haven't conceded from 121 corners. And they haven't conceded from that. I think Arsenal fans who've got their heads switched on know that top 4 is an amazing achievement this season. They don't need to start thinking about third. Why would you think about third? Focus on top 4. Don't want to go on, I agree with you on Rashford. However, he got the most hate than any other player statistically. It will get hard, says Daniel Kirk. Well, it's as I said today as well. I mean, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I think we've said our bit and everyone's got their opinion and that should be respected. But I did say it on Twitter today. I said, ultimately as well, putting a statement out that you're struggling with people saying you're shit. What are rival fans going to do? I mean, you say it best when you say nothing at all. Good header from Van Dijk from the corner. Ramsdale got down low. It's another corner. Apart from United, which Big Six stadium is your favourite? Says Connor T. Favourite top 6 stadium? I've not been to Spurs. I've been to the Emirates. I've been to the Etihad. I've been to Anfield. And I've been to Stamford Bridge. I've got to be honest, I would never say Anfield because I just can't bring myself to do it. But I'm not impressed by the Emirates. I'm not impressed by the Etihad because they're impressive stadiums, but they're just modern. I tell you what, if Arsenal was still at Hybrids, I would say Highbury. I loved Highbury. So I'd probably say Stamford Bridge because it's got the most sort of history and character to it, but out of the top 6 we're talking about, yeah, it would have to be Anfield really, wouldn't it, begrudgingly. I know Ali says it's Anfield, and it is Anfield, isn't it? Out of the 6, it is Anfield, but I just don't like to give Liverpool any credit, really. I think this will be a very hard game for Arsenal tonight, and it's a sign of things to come. We've got to go to Anfield, so Arsenal, it's a bit of a gimme anyway. It's a bit of a bonus game because we will get beat at Anfield. So if you can get anything bonus out of this, it would be great. Good ball into Saka, but Trent and Andy Robertson does well, and then wins a free kick. Still 0-0 between Lille and Chelsea. I expect Chelsea to go through in that game, but we'll keep you up to date. And Reading Watchalong at some points as MD. I hope Incy keeps him up. I really do. He's a good bloke, and I really hope he keeps him up. Dan says, Neville, I don't blame Ralph. There's big problems in this club. The owners are not good enough. The owners need to sell the club. If that's true from Gary Neville, he's absolutely spot on, Dan. Absolutely spot on. We need to get the... Look, I don't really care if it's Dan talking or Gary Neville talking. Gary Neville's an ex-legend of the club, but he's just a fan now. He's just a fan with an opinion. But they do have an influence, and these ex-players need to call it out. I think some of them have spent time trying to get a job. Oh, I want to be the director of football, or I want to be this. But we need to get these owners out. FIFA is on today, yes, Vipex. It's at 10:30. Looking forward to it. Iram says there's no chance Gary Neville said that. I don't know whether he has said it. I don't know. That's just Dan saying that. Apparently he said it on TV too, but he's on Sky, so why would he not have said it there? Odegaard's a fantastic player, Heather, yeah. Do I think Everton will stay up, says AJ and his dad. They've got a big game tomorrow against Newcastle at Goodison Park. They have to win. This is a very intriguing game between Liverpool and Arsenal, Massively. Sunshine, Gary Neville. Yeah. It's about the players. It's about the structure. I would love to be able to do Jamie Carragher, but I can't. Sometimes. No, I can't do it. 0-0 between Juventus and Villarreal. 1-0 to Tottenham at half-time against Brighton. If they get 3 points there, that's a massive 3 points for Tottenham. They play West Ham on Sunday. If they beat Brighton and West Ham, they're above Man United with the same amount of games played. And we beat them at the weekend. What's that all about? Yeah, I'm doing Formula 1 watch-alongs at the weekend. Give it a chance. I do love a bit of Formula 1. Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, Formula 1, Bahrain opener. And then at 6 o'clock, we're doing Liverpool against Forest. So, big day on the channel. It's all about That's Football at the moment. Get yourself involved. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. This is the channel to be. We've got daily topical videos as well. Lots going on. Get involved. Get involved. Liverpool dictating the play. You'd expect that. They're favourites. 0-0 Lille Chelsea. Hard team to... I mean, I was going to talk about that at some point. I'll talk about it now. The weakness for Liverpool, if they have a weakness, is not their goalkeeper. It's not their back four. It's not their front three. It's their midfield combination. I think since Wijnaldum went... I always felt their best three was Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Henderson. And since Wijnaldum's gone, I've always felt, well, who's the third midfielder with Fabinho and Henderson? And, of course, it's Thiago when he's fit. And I think with Thiago in that team, they've got the complete 11, haven't they? Very hard team to beat. And I think Liverpool have got the eye of the tiger. They smell blood as well. They know that they've got the momentum and they want to take that momentum through. We should buy Odegaard, says Simon. It's like saying we should get Tuchel as our manager. Why would any of these lot want to come to Man United? It's not a step up, it's a step down at the moment. Liverpool will not be getting Jude Bellingham in the summer. I will tell you for free now, Jude Bellingham's going nowhere in the summer. He'll do another year in Dortmund at least. They aren't going to sell Haaland and Bellingham in one summer. Dortmund are a selling club, but they don't sell like that. They don't need to. And Bellingham could leave in the summer, but someone will have to pay him 100 million or something, and that won't happen. How are we doing, my guys? Is Mallorca Fruit Merchant? I'm doing all right, mate. I mean, I'm devastated about United, but I'm not surprised. And just hopefully get to watch a good game of football, which it has been so far. Both teams moving the ball around well. By no means would it be a shock if Arsenal got a result here tonight. I think Liverpool will win. I'm going to go 2-0 to Liverpool. No, I went with the draw. I'm going to stick with the draw. I've got a feeling Arsenal will get something. Fabrizio has tweeted. Let's have a quick look what he said. If he's right, he's right. If he's wrong, he's wrong. Oh no, Erling Haaland decision will be made soon. Decision will be about club, project manager. No club meetings expected. It's not even needed. Stories about clubs worried about injuries are not true. Release clause 80 million euros. That's from Fabrizio Romano. There you go. I don't know where he's going to end up. I mean, what I do know about the Erling Haaland situation, and I think a lot of United fans know about the Erling Haaland situation, is that his release clause is 80 million euros, which sounds like a bargain. And yeah, his release clause is 80 million euros, but the package is going to cost you close to 200 million euros because there's a big agent fee, there's fees going to his dad, there's wages, there's signing on fees. There's a lot of money being made off that deal. So it'll all be hidden, of course, but everyone will go, what a bargain, 80 million euros. I'm telling you what, at least double, maybe even more, is going to go on other things as well. So, I mean, somebody's already just said it. It's the same price as Harry Maguire, but it's not. It's not the same. There'll be a lot of hidden fees behind that. Kessie's a very good signing for Barcelona. Deflected mind, yeah. I'd have loved him. I heard Chelsea wanted him as well. I'm surprised he's not coming to the Prem. I'd have been very surprised if he'd ended up at Manchester United. But yeah, he's here's Mane. That's a goal kick. I think Haaland's either going to Man City or Real Madrid, and I suppose Real Madrid probably can't get Mbappe and Haaland. Probably don't need Mbappe and Haaland when you've got Benzema as well. Holding United, hoping United get their act together and we get Jude. No chance, Karan. He turned us down once already. Why would he come here now? If he turned us down, 2 years ago because he didn't think we'd be good for his development, I don't think he's going to come here now. It's about the players. It's about the structure. I don't know our team really has got the right support. I've ruined it now. I don't know that team has got the right players. I think about Man United, and I'm thinking, where's the support? Where's the structure? It's not just about the players. It's about the team. It's about Manchester United as I see it. Rubbish. Ruined it at the end. Madrid offered 200 million for Mbappe last summer. They can get both, says Oscar Rhodes. Well, yeah, they could do. I suppose the interesting thing about Real Madrid is, what would you do with Mbappe, Haaland and Benzema? Can you play a front three like that? Because Mbappe can definitely play in a front three wide, but Benzema and Haaland are very much straight down the middle players, aren't they? And I don't know what... I don't know how that would work. We're not doing a poll of Saka versus Rashford. God, Rashford's had a bad enough day as it is. I'd rather spend 100 million on Jude than Rice, says Alex G. I'm telling you now, Jude Bellingham's not leaving this summer. You're wasting your time talking about it. He's not even available. They've also got Vinicius Junior at Real Madrid as well. So what would you do with Benzema? Bench him? You can't bench Benzema. He's not Benjamar. He's Benzema. I'd take Benzema at Manchester United. I know he's what's Benzema, 34. Fucking hell. I suppose you are starting to look for a replacement for him at 34, but yeah. Chelsea had a bit of a chance here, but keeper's got hold of it. Still 0-0 there. 1-0 to Spurs at half-time against Brighton. It's a weird week this week. I suppose this is all because of the COVID cancellations, isn't it? We've got games being played at Champions League times as well. If Conte gets 200 million, can he win the league next season? Says Ren. Where are Spurs getting 200 million from? No, he can't win the league next year because Man City are still going to be good. Liverpool are still going to be good. And what players is he going to get? Just because you've got money doesn't mean you're getting There's only so many good players around, isn't there? Hi, Marky. I also just want to enjoy a good game of football, but can't help think a draw is somewhat the best outcome. We don't want Liverpool getting the title or Arsenal top 4. What's your take on that? Says Ryan. I'll have a look at the league in a minute. Do you think Maguire is in top 3 with Taibi and Demba United's biggest transfer flop ever? Says Thomas. Well, I don't think you're ever really a flop until you leave. He might turn it around. So, but as of now, that price tag doesn't do him any favours, does it? So, Arsenal, as things stand, would go 2 points ahead of United if they get a draw. Is that right? Am I right with that? Yeah. But they'll have 2 games in hand as well, with Villa at the weekend, which we're doing a watch-along for as well. Bloody hell, I'm busy on Saturday, aren't I? I've got a fucking busy weekend on this channel. Yeah, look, any points for Arsenal at this moment aren't good for our top 4 hopes, but do you want Liverpool to win the league and get top 4, or do you want Liverpool not to win the league and get Europa League? I suppose that's what tonight's all about, isn't it? Oh, it's a good cross. It could have been a goal. What's Liverpool's defence doing there? Martinelli puts the cross in, and I think it hits Alisson on the head. Thoughts on Xavi so far, says Wan. Well, he's doing a good job, Wan. Doing a very good job. If you could pick one player to sign from Arsenal and Liverpool, who would you pick, says Hugh. I used to do that quite a lot, Hugh. Well, United need a CDM, so I would take Fabinho from Liverpool. And we do need a right winger, so I'd take Saka from Arsenal. You could do other combinations, but I think Saka and Fabinho would massively improve our team. It didn't hit Alisson on the head. For some reason, he didn't touch it, and then it was cleared away by Robertson. Bagel says he'd take Fabinho and Gabriel. It's 0-0 in the Chelsea game after half an hour, Jay. No, Sancho plays on the left. Saka on the right. You could get Van Dijk. But United are desperate for a CDM, and I think Fabinho is one of the best in the league. So why would you not do that? Hi Mark, bit random, but out of all the impressions that you do, which is your favourite one? Dyche, Harry Bain, Carragher? Well, it's probably Sean Dyche, because it's probably the best one I do. It does get it gets my throat a bit tickly though. So yeah, probably Dyche, because I think the Harry Bain one's not bad. I'm not convinced the Carragher one's where it needs to be at the moment. Harry Bain is good, but it's very, very... You've got to know Batman, haven't you? You've got to know the Dark Knight trilogy to go who Bane is.
You found me, Batman. You found me, my lair. If you take my mask off, I'll die. But it won't hurt. I'll rise again and beat the shit out of you, Batman. I'm Harry Bain. I've scored a goal. I'll go to the World Cup. I'm going to win it and bring it home.
I actually can't do it without putting the thing on as well. Look, if I try and do it, I'm Harry Bain. The mask thing actually works. Jim White. Slow Sports News. Jim White. Yellow tie. Audi driver. Crunchy nut cornflakes. Up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Manchester United in for Moussa Dembele. I'm not even talking about the Lyon striker. I'm talking about the retired Spurs midfielder. He's 42. Finished club. Are the days of traditional number 9s over? The best teams like Chelsea, City and Liverpool all play without one. Chelsea are better without Lukaku. I think Chelsea want to play with a natural number 9, Joshua Bowwater, and I think they'll be a better team if they found one. I think if you put a Lewandowski or a Benzema in a Chelsea team, they would probably be closer to winning the league. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he gets his cross wrong for once. But Liverpool don't play with a number 9, you're right. Man City don't play with a number 9. Having said that, they'll be playing with a number 9 next season, won't they? And Pep Guardiola clearly wants to play with a number 9, Joshua, as well, because he wanted Harry Kane, he wants Erling Haaland, so he wanted Ronaldo. So he clearly knows he can play without a number 9, but he wants one. So I don't think the traditional number 9s are over at all. Hi Goldie, when your kids get older and you're still doing watch-alongs, will you have your kids join the streams if they ask you or not? Would be cool to see. I think Seb and Goldbridge is pure gold, says Ryan. And there's quite a big age gap between me and Seb, though. I think by the time he's talking about football knowledgeably, I will be... I wouldn't say I'd be dead, hopefully not. But it'd be nice to have a few chats before I fall off the perch. But yeah, I'd be approaching sort of... I'll be well into my 50s. Hopefully Poch refuses to join United if we don't get top 4 and we can get Ten Hag. Bloody Poch should take the job if we're in the bloody Conference League. He just wants a job. That's Imran with that one. Thanks anyway. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Absolutely incredible, Mark. It's absolutely fantastic. That Gary Barlow one needs some work. They've been neglecting him for too long. Still 0-0 between Lille and Chelsea. I'm not doing a WrestleMania watch-along. Not doing a WrestleMania watch-along. No. Did it last year. Couldn't stay awake. Not doing a WrestleMania watch-along. Chalobah fouling people again. Foul given this time. Outside the box. Still 0-0 after 20 minutes for Arsenal. I think Arsenal fans will be quite happy with this. It's a good account of yourselves. And it's an interesting game. I wasn't born in 1971. Oh, God. I was not born in 1971. Liam White, thanks for the super chat. Mark, what do you think if the Glazers decide to build a new stadium? Would you be for it or against it? I'd be massively against it, Liam. Massively against it. I am going to be doing the Fury fight next month. Who's going to win the Formula 1, Mark? Says Luke Barnes. Well, I think Verstappen's the favourite, because he's in a better car at the moment. We'll learn more at the weekend. I might do qualifying at 4 o'clock actually, or is it 3 o'clock? I might do qualifying at 3 o'clock. Gary Barlow, absolutely incredible, Mark. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Nice ball over the top. Saka, Alisson's there. Sweeper keeper. What's your thoughts on the relegation battle? Says OEMF. I support Watford. Do you want me to lie to you, or do you want me to be honest? Because if I'm being honest, you're going down. But you're not definitely going down, but I think you are going down. Watford have got themselves into a reasonable position, but I think the problem with yourselves is the games in hand. Everton have got 3 games in hand on you, and Burnley have got 2. I think it's between... I think Norwich are down. I think it's between Burnley, Watford, Everton and Leeds. I think the 2 wins that Brentford have had should make them okay. I just need to have a look at... I still think Brentford could go down. I'm still holding out my predictions. They've got Leicester away. I think they'll lose that. Chelsea away, they'll lose that. Then they've got West Ham at home. Watford, Brentford's a massive game. They've got Tottenham, Man United... There's a VAR penalty review for Lille. Hold on a minute. I think he's going to give it. In Europe, that's a penalty. Yeah, he's going to give the penalty on Jorginho here. Penalty to Lille. Makes it very interesting. Very, very interesting this tie now. It's ironic, because Jorginho, who is so good at penalties, has given a penalty away. All eyes on France for the moment. Mark, could you give a shout out to my gran? 5 years off crack, and I'm so proud of her, says Douglas. What sort of crack? Crackling or hardcore drugs or the other sort of crack? You're taking the piss, Douglas, aren't you? Read the chat before you read it. Sir Alex Ferguson's goal was to knock Liverpool off their perch, and he achieved that by winning 13 Premier League titles, says Tashonga. The Glazers came along, and it looks like their goal is to put Liverpool right back on the top. There you go. Oh, he's not. He has given a penalty. I was looking at the Arsenal game. So it's the yellows. Right, okay. Penalty to Lille to make this game a little bit interesting. And he scores it. Well, now then. 37 minutes gone. Lille lead 1-0 from the spot. Another goal, and it's game on. Chelsea, the holders. I thought Lille were reasonable in the first leg at Stamford Bridge. At home, they only need another goal. They only need another goal in the back, innit? So, 23 minutes. Arsenal actually playing quite progressive football at the moment. They've had a good 5 minutes, and it's Martinelli on the attack now. Really found his form, Martinelli, as having had all the potential. Mark, I was in traffic one day, and I got... What? Oh, Mark, I was sitting in traffic one day, and I got run over, says Nathan Brown. How does that work? Oh, yeah, well done. Mark, I don't understand why all United fans don't come together and get the Glazers out. Please make it happen. It would be history, says Ryan. I don't know how to make it happen because I haven't got 5 billion, mate. If someone's got 5 billion, I'll make it happen with them. But someone's got to want to buy the club. I tell you what, talking about road collisions today, no word of a lie, me and Seb could have been killed today. No, I've in all my years, and hold on, no, he's going to foul. In all my years, and I worked in the police. I've seen bad driving. I've seen people trying to get away from you and all sorts, and dodging through traffic. We're driving back from picking up from Seb from school, which is why I couldn't do FIFA this afternoon. I'm doing it later on tonight. But we're driving back along this sort of single road, this road near another school, and it's only traffic coming one way and the other. It's like a normal road. It's not a dual carriageway. 2 cars coming towards me on that side. I'm doing about 30, and suddenly behind the 2 cars, this bloody people carrier, shitty little bastard car, comes from nowhere, doing about 50, onto my side of the road to overtake them. They're not going to make it. You'd never do it on a road like that. It's a built-up area. You would never do it. You would never do it in a million years. You're blind anyway. You can't see if you pull out. Pulls out and he commits with me coming towards him on my side of the road. It's a head-on collision. So, fortunately, I'm not a bad driver because I've had training, and I play Formula 1 a lot. And so I took it up onto the grass verge, half the car. So one wheel was over the grass verge, and I left enough gap just in time for him to whiz through. I don't fucking know what he was doing. He was suicidal. And I think, he probably thinks, oh, that was a good move. Yeah, it was a good move by me, mate, because your chances of survival are the same as mine. I don't know what he was doing. God knows what he was doing. Maybe he was trying to post his letter in time, but I tell you what, he was nearly posting his own fucking letter for a funeral. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was fuming. Absolutely fuming. Especially the thing is, I wouldn't be very happy anyway, but with Seb in the front of the car, I was fucking fuming. Really was. I can't stand twats like that. Got no care for other people's lives at all. Just dicks. Complete dicks. That's absolutely incredible, Mark. I can't believe it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's not, Gary. It's absolutely dangerous. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. I know it's very unlikely, but do you see a slight chance if everything goes bad in Chelsea we could get Thomas Tuchel? I don't think we should be wishing for that, Sade, because I don't think it will happen. Hi, Mark. Rangnick got the lineup all wrong yesterday. Matic and Pogba should have started, says EJ. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here now. That's what happens when you start going off on a tangent. Oh, God. I'd rather finish 4th than Liverpool in the league. Would never understand why fans would rather United do worse for a rival to fail. Makes no sense, says Alex G. I think Poch is underrated. Look what he did with Southampton and Tottenham. He's great with bad players. Perfect for United, says Liam White. He also got the sack at Spurs because the players turned against him. And the players aren't playing for him at PSG. So yeah, let's bring another manager in who can't control the players. Connor, another assist for Kulievski in Spurs Brighton game. It's safe to say he single-handedly bursted that Spurs side with Son and Kane. I like Kulievski, Connor. I always liked him at Juventus, and I almost felt that when he came to Spurs, it was like they didn't rate him or something. I don't know what. great signing. Since you mentioned WrestleMania, rest in peace, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Yep, good shout out, Richard, for anyone who likes their wrestling. Razor Ramon, yep, I remember him well. Rest in peace, rest in peace. Yeah, I would agree with you. I suppose if you've got the choice between Liverpool win the league and United get top 4, or Liverpool don't win the league and United are in the Europa League, I'm fed up of that bullshit. I want United in the Champions League so Liverpool can win the league. I'm fed up of other people helping us out. What have we done to stop Liverpool winning the league? We've got a game against Liverpool next month. How's about we fucking go and win at Anfield and stop them winning the league? Oh no, we won't be able to do that. So why should we... The same thing happened last year with Man City. If it wasn't for Chelsea, Man City would have won the quadruple. They knocked them out of the FA Cup and they beat them in the Champions League. You know, we're Chelsea fans. I'm fed up with this shit. It's just such a weak-minded mentality to be wishing somebody else does us a favour. How's about we take our own medicine and pay the consequences of being shitly run club? I just bloody love you, Goldie. So unique and amazing character. Thanks for all your joy, says Ryan. Thank you very much. And that story about the car is true. There's no character about that. It makes me mad now. 2 fish in a tank. One says to the other, how do you drive this thing? Says Nathan Brown. Oh, you should do stand-up, mate. Thanks for everyone who watched my stand-up, by the way. A lot of people didn't get it. They actually thought I was going to do a proper stand-up. It was the point was it was going for Goldbridge stood up, which I'm going to do it again. Chelsea are losing 1-0. It's nearly half time. You need a stretch, says Hader. I do. I've got a big night ahead. I've got my FIFA career mode tonight as well. I've got to keep myself focused. Got my sneak ready. Oh, I needed that stretch as well, you know. Liam White says, I don't know whether that's true. Such sad news. I'd have to check that before I see anything about that. Ding, 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 ding. Load of bollocks. Let's come back here. Oh, bloody hell. Tottenham winning 2-0. Fucking hell. So Spurs, if they win against Brighton, which is looking highly likely, they go 2 points behind United with a game in hand. Not one player is moaning, which is good to see. Jordan Wilson. Mark, do you think the days of traditional wingers, right-footed right wingers and left-footed left wingers are over? They now seem to be all inverted. Joseph, I think that's a really good observation. I personally love a player like Leroy Sané on the left and a player like Jadon Sancho on the right because I like that whipped cross, but the modern day coach does seem to be focused on, like you say, the inverted winger.
Oh, don't you forget that, Goldbridge. Do not forget that. Harry Bain. Fucking Kulevsky. Harry Bain had scored a goal. And I, for one, want to take the credit. Because you can't not do Harry Bain when Harry Kane scored a goal. Harry Bain. 2-0 Tottenham. Brighton, walk off the pier. You're fucked, mate. 2-0.
It's 2-0. It is Harry Kane who scored the goal. It's just flashed up on the screen as well. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 here. It's not really the game I thought it was going to be. At the moment, it's probably something that Arsenal are quite enjoying here. They're certainly not being pounded by Liverpool, which maybe they'd enjoy as well in another form. But no, they're not. They're not in trouble here. We're 10 subscribers away from 629,000, so please subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the channel. Remember, lots of watch-alongs coming up over the next week or so. We've got got Arsenal Villa on Saturday lunchtime. I've got Chelsea Middlesbrough on Saturday tea time in the Cup. Then we've got Liverpool against Forest on Sunday tea time in the Cup. And then next Thursday, we've got the World Cup qualifiers where we'll be keeping an eye. Oh, my God. It went well wide from Xhaka, but I thought for a minute he might have whipped it in. So, Chelsea have scored, by the way. Chelsea goal. Chelsea goal. There's no away goals, but it's a Chelsea goal. And they're digging deep. They're digging deep. Let's have a look what happens here. Nice little slipped ball in. And it's Pulisic, isn't it? Pulisic. Lovely ball by Jorginho, who gave the penalty away. And Pulisic, really, the keeper shouldn't get beat there. But he does. (1-1). Big goal for Chelsea. Without any spoilers, how is the new Peaky Blinders? Need a VPN so I can watch it here in the US. Have you seen Succession or Billions? Can't talk United right now, says Sean Miller. I have been watching Peaky Blinders. I don't know whether it's something you could pick up new and enjoy, but it is good. I loved the Vikings series on Netflix, Valhalla. That was very good. And I personally think Last Kingdom, if anyone's not watched that on Netflix, it's trending #1 at the moment. I'm very lucky because I spotted that series before it was even on Netflix. I watched it when it was on BBC and nobody was really watching it. That is a fantastic final season. Last Kingdom or Lost Kingdom, whatever you call it is. Destiny is all. Utrecht. Breda. Destiny is all. The Anglo-Saxon. I can't do it now. I've gone all Welsh. Last Kingdom, that's what it's called. Godless is very good on Netflix. I've seen it, Jason. Godless is really good. Really good Western as well. Loved it. Half time, Chelsea 1-1 with Lille. 2-0 to Spurs away to Brighton. Big win if they get that. And Last Kingdom's very good. I'd watch it from the start though. I'd watch all 5 seasons. I think it's one I will watch all 5 seasons of again. I gave up on The Witcher season 2. Got to be honest. Enjoyed season 1 and gave up on season 2. Considering what... It's in good company though. I gave up on Sopranos. Boo! Considering what Chelsea will sell for, 2 to 4 billion, what amount might tempt the Glazers, do you think? I think the Glazers would want 5 billion, maybe more. Just think. And... Madrid have accepted that Bale and Hazard aren't fit for purpose. Barcelona did the same with Griezmann and Coutinho. Why can't Man United accept that with Maguire and Wan-Bissaka were huge mistakes? It's a great point, Sheesh. And I think that I'm going to use that on the United stand because it's a very good point. That's why I'm writing it down. But to expand on your point, the reason United won't accept a player is a flop and get rid of them is because they're an asset. They're on the books as an £80 million asset and they can't just write it off because that's linked into debt and dividends and all sorts. So United aren't run like a football club basically. Every purchase is an asset and they can't just write it off because we're a business, we're not a football club. Mark, check out Dylan Levitt's goal against Motherwell for Dundee United. Great finish. Do you think he's an option for next year? I don't think anybody's an option for next year, Dan, that you can just drop them in from a different league just because they're a youth player and play them in the first team. It takes time. Mark, any suggestions for series similar to The Last Kingdom? Yeah, what I just said, Vikings, Valhalla. Vikings and then Vikings, Valhalla. Mark, book Last Kingdom is fantastic by Bernard Cornwall. 15 books you should try. I think they're going to do a film as well, aren't they now, Thomas? Arsenal meeting Liverpool at a good moment. Have not played great lately, says Frank. Well, it's bloody typical, isn't it? But Arsenal are looking confident here. They're looking confident here. It's 9 minutes to go to half time and they're looking good. Results just not going for United in general at the moment and don't deserve to go for United in general at the moment because they're shite. But Spurs winning. I mean, Spurs are the weirdest club in the world. They seem to lose enough games to be in a relegation battle, but they're always hanging around 4th. Drinking beers, playing FIFA, listening to Goldbridge and having some escapism from United. Done, says the Sixter. The beer sounds lovely, pal. I've got my FIFA stream coming up in a bit after this. Looking forward to it. That's going to be my relaxation. Normally do it in the afternoon, but couldn't do it today. So it's going to be a late night stream on Twitch. I've dropped the link in the video description. Please give me a follow. I'll be live at 10:30 on there. And we're on the road to 200k on that channel. So, yeah, it'll be good. Bit of late night FIFA. Looking forward to that. Get a few games in. Unbeaten in the league so far. Who do you think is going to win the league? Says K33. Well, we're doing well, but I'm not really going to talk about my FIFA career mode. That Liverpool Man City game is what it's going to be all about, isn't it? That game at the Etihad is going to, I think it's going to have a massive part to play. If Liverpool win at the Etihad, I think Liverpool will win the title. If it's a draw, I don't know who's going to win it. If Man City win it, I'd probably say they're going to win it. So that game is really going to be very, very interesting. Joseph says about inverted wingers, they use the fullbacks for the natural whipped cross, which is a very intelligent point. You're right. Martinelli's got Trent in his pocket at the moment, says Quay. Who will win the league first, Chelsea or Newcastle, says Beck. Yeah, but Chelsea could win the league next year. I think a more pertinent question is who's going to win the league first out of Arsenal and Newcastle, or Man United and Newcastle, to which I would say Newcastle. Mark, would you ever play a horror game for a video? I've done it before, Brandon. I played Outlast on my charity stream 18 months ago and I shit myself. City will beat Liverpool, better team all season, says Alex G. Top 4 gone for United. Mark, Arsenal look more organised and they have more control on the game, says Ram. Well, I don't know whether we've got any Arsenal fans watching tonight, but I said this yesterday. I think a lot of Arsenal fans wanted United to win last night because it's another 2 games for United to play in April. Of course, United are out of everything now, so we're like Arsenal. We're out of everything, so we can just focus on the league, which is the advantage that Arsenal have got as well. Five minutes to go to half time. Any particular topic? You want to talk about at half time? I do respond to normal chats, Daya. I've read about 20 normal chats already, so I do respond to normal chats. I have watched Game of Thrones, shush, yes. Arsenal is playing well, Archie. Thanks for the super chat from Ram. He says top 4's gone. Oh, we've done that one. Yeah, we've done that one from Ram. That's what we've just spoken about. When is... why do you want me to discuss David May, Leo? It's a random topic. When is Southgate announcing his England team? Because it'd be interesting to see... I don't want to be accused of being abusive here, but there's no way Rashford should be in that England squad. That is a complete and utter favouritism sympathy vote. Rashford should not be in that England squad. It would be so unfair on people like Bowen if they don't make it and Rashford does. You've got to pick players on form, and there's players this season that have played consistently well. So it's coming out on Thursday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It'll get leaked before that anyway. Mentality from Arsenal should worry United fans, says Matthew, but that's a lovely cross by Liverpool, goes for a corner. Arsenal's mentality doesn't surprise me. They've been good all season. There are still Arsenal fans, I hear, that are Arteta out but are enjoying what they're doing. So basically, you just want to be proved right. I don't think you get football if you can't see what Arteta was doing. I'm bored of explaining it, but he sat next to Pep Guardiola for 3 years, around 3 years, as an assistant coach to a manager who is one of the best in the world and plays one of the most attractive styles in the world. He comes into Arsenal, a club that is on its knees and you know, sinking with failure. He grinds out an FA Cup win with crappy players by playing 5 at the back and hitting on the break, and then the next season he starts building the team the way he wants to. There's some bad results, and then in the summer he brings in players that he wants, and then this season you're seeing the fruits of the... It's like basically what Arteta's done is that some Arsenal fans couldn't see when he was digging in the mud. He was building foundations. They just thought he was getting dirty and not doing a good job. And now he's building the house, and you're starting to see the fruits of the labour, aren't you? When's the UEFA draw, says Yazza? I'd say it's on midday on Friday because the Champions League draws at 11 o'clock. We'll be live on this channel for the Champions League draw, actually. I'm looking forward. I mean, I say I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much disappointed that United are out. But the Champions League is still a very, very, very exciting tournament. Real Madrid were brilliant against PSG. Bayern Munich looked very, very good. Man City, Liverpool. I mean, Benfica, Chelsea. We don't know what's happening with Villarreal and Juventus, do we, actually? But I suppose everybody will want Benfica or Villarreal or Juventus, but there'll still be one or two really good ties where big teams get big teams. Still 0-0 between Juventus and Villarreal. In fact, it's half-time. 20 minutes to go in the Brighton versus Tottenham game, and it's 2-0 to Tottenham there. Forest are losing 1-0 to QPR. Millwall are beating Huddersfield. Luton are beating Preston. Hull are beating Coventry. Stoke are losing to Cardiff. Blackpool 0-0 with Sheffield United. Peterborough 1-1 with Swansea. Interesting. Mark, Jacob Ramsey, 6 goals, 1 assist, Villa big money, says HH Game. I think he's a fantastic player. I think Villa next season are going to be one to watch. United are like AFC but 2 years ago, says Thomas. City probably will get Benfica, chill, yeah. To be honest, I'd like to see City Liverpool in the quarterfinals. Get one of them out. It's half-time in the Lille game, Jude, so I don't know how they managed to score at half-time, but don't give up. Apparently Spence has just scored for Forest. I don't know whether that's true. Off to Bayern Munich, I reckon. 1-1 between Chelsea and Lille. Gaming baller, so it's 3-1 on aggregate. They're comfortable at the moment. Somebody's just told me to check something on Insta. Let me have a look. Okay, so Pogba's put out a post saying, last night our family's worst nightmare was realised when our home was broken into and burglarised while our babies were sleeping in their bedroom. The burglars were in our home for less than 5 minutes, but in that time they took from us something more valuable than anything we had in our home, our sense of safety and security. This occurred during the final minutes of last night's match when they knew we would not be at home. My wife and I rushed home not knowing if our children were safe and unharmed. As a father, there is no feeling worse in this world than not being there to protect your children, and I sincerely hope that no one ever has to feel what I felt last night. It is for this reason that I would like to offer a reward for anyone who has a clue to help us. Please send any info to rewardpogba@gmail.com. I mean, this has been a problem for footballers for a long time because people know when they're not in. It's happened to Lindelof, it's happened to Lingard. Sorry, what am I doing here? I'll just retweet it. Okay, that's that done. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We are going to be doing FIFA Career Mode later. If you're into my FIFA Career Mode, it's on Twitch. The link's in the description. Just click it and give us a follow while you're waiting. 10:30 tonight. I normally do it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I had to go and collect Seb from school today, so I couldn't do it. So, and then we were just chilling out, watching Paw Patrol, you know, having a wagon wheel and a cup of tea, you know, hardcore drinkers that we are. He had a Ribena. So yeah, I'm doing it tonight at 10:30. Chelsea just about to come out. Half past time in the game between Arsenal and Liverpool. And as I predicted, I think this has got a look of a draw, to be honest with you. I think it has. Do you think Bowen gets in the England squad? Well, I've said it before. I think he has to get in the England squad over Rashford, but you never know with Southgate because he does have favourites. Right, I'm going to do an either or here. It's got me thinking. Chamberlain, Repsinger. Give me some either or options. Some people are good at this. I always have a brain blank. Always have a brain blank. I can't think of an either or. There's so many options. There's so many options. Well, actually, there we go. Bowen or who do you think Bowen's a good one to do one with? Jared Bowen or I either know somebody. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's a good one for him. No, there isn't one. I don't even know why I bother. Oh yeah, okay, we'll do that. Bowen or Mount? Ask your community. Thanks for that. There we go. So yeah, 0-0 at half time. I think Arsenal have been impressive. I expected them to be impressive. I thought Liverpool might have pushed a little bit more, and I think Arsenal need to take credit for the fact that they've made it quite an equal game. And in my mind, Liverpool and Man City are on a different level to everybody else in the Premier League, and I think everyone would agree with me on that. And part of me thought that Liverpool would just come and dominate the game, but they haven't. Arsenal have been competitive. That's a testament to how confident and organised and how much belief this Arsenal side has under Arteta, and their determination to accumulate the points and take that top 4 spot away from any sort of redeeming qualities that United think they can produce, or Spurs. So Arsenal at the moment looking good. I think the game against Villa is absolutely huge. If they win that game and they get a point here, you may as well almost give them top 4, because that would be 7 points from their last 3 when they know that United aren't playing. Honestly, the way Arsenal are playing, they deserve top 4 more than us, says Chris. Well, I don't say this. I do say this reluctantly, but I don't say it without total conviction that I've said it all along. United don't deserve top 4. Spurs don't deserve top 4. The 2 clubs that you can argue deserve top 4 are West Ham or Arsenal. One of those at this point deserve it, and I suppose Arsenal probably deserve it more than West Ham because they've got more points. So, and you tend to get what you deserve over 38 games. So Liverpool way off the pace again, and the crab football, says DBX. I haven't actually watched Liverpool recently, apart from that Inter game where they were a bit off the pace in that game. So maybe Liverpool at the moment aren't quite where they need to be. Watkins or Tony, says Quack. So the Bowen Mount vote is going very, very well. 47% for Bowen and 53% for Mount at the moment. Villa for top 4, says Alex. Not this year, mate. I do believe that it's going to be a big season for Villa next season. I'd be very interested to see what transfers you make in the summer. We know that they wanted Bissouma in January, and that leads me to believe that Gerrard wants to improve that midfield area. I think Villa need a top-class centre-back, a top-class midfielder, and a really top-class striker. Most of the players that Villa have got that are good, the Watkins, the Ings, the Baileys, they're not players that Gerrard bought. So he's got a lot of players that are not his players. And Coutinho is obviously his player, and he's bought in Digne. I think Villa's next 3 signings will dictate what they do next season. But Villa are a team that I think have bought well for a number of years now. And with the right man in charge, they could be very dangerous next year. Why do West Ham deserve to be ahead of Spurs, says Ollie Fisher? I think West Ham have done fantastically well because they don't have the traditional depth of quality that a Spurs or an Arsenal or United have. West Ham are punching, so they deserve They deserve praise for that. I think the consistency that West Ham have shown over the last 2 years, they've got no right to be doing that. I don't think West Ham's starting 11 is any better than a Wolves, but they've overachieved, so they deserve respect for that. How can West Ham deserve it when we beat them twice? Is Marketing James. I didn't say that West Ham deserved it, but also you're not listening to what I said, are you? I said over a 38 game season, you get what you deserve. Liverpool beat Man United twice in, I think, 2009, and we won the league. So it's not just because you beat somebody twice doesn't mean you don't deserve something. United should not buy Jamie Vardy, SS1. I don't know what you're talking about there, but that's absolutely nonsense. Let's close that either or then. Mason Mount has won it with 53% of the votes. There we go. Prime Rashford or Sancho, says Mariam. Well, I'm not doing prime pretend stuff. Let's do real life Rashford against Sancho, and there's no point in doing it. Will Arsenal do well in the Champions League if they get in, says Sean. I don't know what Arsenal's idea is next season in the summer. I know that Arteta wants a striker. He didn't bother buying a striker. They want a midfielder. So it depends. What do you think about that ambulance film? Because I love Michael Bay. He did Heat. I quite like the look of that film. Ambulance. And I like Jake Gyllenhaal as well. It could be a win. Could be a win there. Would you rather watch Burnley beat Man United or a Peppa Pig classic? Says Per. I don't mind Peppa Pig. I don't know why people think I've got a problem with Peppa Pig. I just don't like it appealing on there. SS says Jamie Vardy is bench player is quality. Yeah, but he's a long ball merchant as well. It'd be very good under Solskjaer. I'm surprised Solskjaer never wanted him. It'd be very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I would agree with you on that. I'm not doing Sancho or Rashford just so everyone can hate on Rashford and go, ha ha ha, Sancho's battered him. I've not seen the new Batman movie, no. Michael Mann directed Heat. Who's Michael Bay then? Oh, I've gone off it now. Sean Dyche sings Shawn Michaels' theme. Do it, please, says Mohammed. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks to drive the girls wild. I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy, 'Cause I'm a sexy boy, sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. That's, I like that. I like that Shawn Michaels song. It goes, I think I'm cute. Sean Dyche does it better. I've embarrassed myself now. For the first time in a long time, I can feel my cheeks flushing up a little bit there. Goldbridge, don't get me doing songs. I'm not a performing seal. I'm England's best manager, par none. I play boring football on purpose. Don't take the piss. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, Rosie Ramone. Second one today that say that AJ, which is fine. I'm not going to say no. We're not going to say rest in peace to Rosie Ramone because you've said it twice. But just saying that you are. I can't remember that one, to be honest. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome on the channel. Mahrez versus Neymar. Come on, Neymar's better than Mahrez. Surely Neymar is better than Mahrez. So, have Spurs won yet? 81 minutes. 2-0. Spurs looking like they're going to get a very good result there. Very good result indeed. Thanks for the super chats tonight. Mustang says, hi Mark, do you think Leicester will get top 4 back to challenging for top 4, or do you think they'll continue to drop down? I feel like Mustang Sally. I feel like, if I'm being honest, I feel like Leicester are a very hard club to call at the moment, because they've got good players. Vardy runs. Here's SS1 with his speed things again. Vardy runs the 100 metres under 11 seconds apparently. WWE 2K22 is out. It's a decent game. You should try it, says Sushrich. But no, back to Leicester. I feel that they've got good players, but they almost feel like they are a little bit on the decline now. And I don't know why that is. Maybe they need a change of manager. I feel that they should probably go for a Potter. I think he would do quite well there. But you know, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I think the Premier League is very competitive. West Ham have done well over the last few years, last couple of years. You've got Villa, Wolves are a good side. It's a competitive league. It's hard to get into that race for top four, and that's why I've got to say I'm very impressed with Arsenal and what they've done. What's the second chapter here? There's another film here. What's this all about? Ridley Scott. Don't like the look of that. Oh, it's not. It's a TV series. It's a TV series. It's not. There's nothing to write home about. Ince or Carrick or Keane, says Thomas. Easy work. Roy Keane. I am on Twitch later. I've dropped the link in the description. Make sure you give us a follow by clicking that. Make sure you subscribe as well. We're very close to 629,000. We're only 10 away. So thanks for subscribing. Bottom right hand corner. We got loads of stuff coming up over the next few days. We've got Arsenal against Villa, massive game on Saturday lunchtime. We've got Chelsea against Middlesbrough, Saturday tea time. We've got F1 qualifying, Saturday afternoon. We've got F1 opening race, 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then we've got Liverpool against Forest, 6 o'clock on Sunday. Loads of live streams on over this weekend. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. I'm ready for the Formula 1. I don't know where my headphones have gone, but they will be here. Team, I don't know what team I am yet. I do like Lewis Hamilton and I do like George Russell. I also like McLaren. I've always liked McLaren because of Senna, even though he did race for other teams. I think when I was getting into racing, he was at McLaren. So, yeah. Looking forward to it. Rashford and Vardy front two. SS, you're getting on my nerves now. You're bringing my mood down. Goldbridge or Kent, says Benito. You can watch them tonight. TUSFC, FIFA Career Mode Creator Club, Season 6. We're at top of the league at the moment. We've never won it. And big games tonight, live on Twitch at 10:30. Players coming out for the second half. Salah's not on at the moment. Big 45 minutes here. I am going to do this one. It's either or. I want you to get involved. I want you to take your time. We might have done it before, but I want to do it again. It's Benzema against Lewandowski. The two 34-year-olds. Actually, I think Lewandowski might be 33. But two of the best strikers in the world. Probably the two best strikers in the world at the moment. Get voting on that. Paul Pogba's house has been burgled. Yeah, we've spoken about it, Stephen. It's disgusting, isn't it? It's on his Twitter and it's on his Instagram. Jamie Vardy for England thoughts. Right, SS11. I don't care whether you do another super chat. If you mention Jamie Vardy again, I'm not talking about it. I did not think tonight I was going to talk about fucking Jamie Vardy. I ain't talking about him anymore. Second half's about to start here. What do you think's going to happen in the second half? What do you think's going to happen in the second half then? There. What do you think is going to happen there in the second half? Do you think Arsenal are going to win in the second half? Oh, stretch it out. Come on, ref, let's get going. Absolutely excited, Mark. It's absolutely incredible. Some might say you're not bloody Oasis, Gary. I'd love to sing Oasis. I'd love it. It'd be absolutely incredible. Absolutely superb. 'Cause after all, you're my Wonderwall. Yeah. Like, come on. Let's get McCartney in as well. Yeah, come on. Let's do it. Come on. Right. Second half's about to start. I'm losing my mind here. Get the game going. Come on, ref. I've got to pump it up today because I've got to play FIFA after this. Go! We're off. There we are. Chelsea says, I really think we should pick up Odegaard. Is that type of player we need? You could see the difference on Odegaard versus Bruno's complaining, says Chelsea. Yeah, I think with... I think, again, it's another player that United could have gone for. And Arsenal went for him. And he's a player that you don't need to know a lot about football to know that he's a talented player. Like this is the lad that I think Real Madrid got when he was 16. And he's been on loan a couple of times and Real Madrid didn't quite fancy him. But his loan moves were progressive enough to think, well, it's worth a punt, which is what Arsenal did. And then they've gone and bought him. And to me, Odegaard is one of the best number 10s in the league, and is a steal. I don't think Arsenal spend that much money on him either. So, I mean, again, you've got to again call out Arteta and say, well, he's the one who wait, Mane, goal! They want an offside. He is offside. Oh, I tell you what, it is offside. But that was a big chance there. Well, it wasn't a big chance. He scored, but he is offside. Yeah, his body's offside, you can tell. Took it well, though. Good finish. Won't count. Don't matter. Offside, early chance. Jack says, why are you always negative about United? It's because I'm with it, Jack. Because I'm intelligent. Why are you positive at United, you thick prat? Why would any United fan not be negative about a football club that really should be one of the best in the league and is an absolute embarrassment to the shirt? Why would I be smiling about that? Get me a pint of champagne. We're fucking shit. Come on. Get the pints are on me and the best champagne you've got. This is great. Anyway, the only people doing that who's associated with United is the Glazers because they're coining it in. Ruffy says, best man Mark. Thank you very much. Daredevil and the Punisher are good. Nico says TUFC are going to win today. I like the vibe. Oh, you know, one of the things I'd love to do on FIFA Career Mode, which I've never done, and I've been playing FIFA Career Mode for probably 30 years. No, I don't know whether the game's been going that long, but I've been playing it for years. I'm a lot older than some people, and I've been playing FIFA since the Mega Drive days, and I've never gone a season undefeated in the league. I've never done the Invincibles because I always play at a level that's challenging. My mate used to play on amateur just so he could win 6-0 and win everything. I won the quadruple last night. I didn't concede a goal. Yeah, because you may as well be playing against thin air. Like I always make it challenging, and I've won the league, I've won the Champions League, but I've never been invincible. That would be good. That would be good. There's a Chelsea player down here at the moment. He's down. Man down. He's going down. That's a good film. Black Hawk Down. Mogadishu. Very good film. That's one of my favourite films, Black Hawk Down, which I don't actually mention enough. I love that film. My friend supports City and United. That's even weirder than... Go back to talking about Vardy. I'm trying to see who it is who's down for Chelsea here. I don't know. Chalobah. I think he's hurt his neck. I think I want to draw. I think I want to draw between Arsenal and Liverpool, but I think that would be a very good point for Arsenal. Very good point for Arsenal. Oh yeah, Black Hawk Down's a true story, Romario. Yeah, it is. Martinelli's man of the match. Fantastic. He deserves a tweet. The smile on your face lets you know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. Sean Dyche sings Ronan Keating. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes. I can't do it anymore. I don't even know why I started doing it in the first. We've spoken about the Pogba situation. Pogba's house has been burgled. It's not very nice. We have spoken about it twice already in the last 10 minutes. We can turn it into Pogba's house burgled show, or we can do a watch along and move on. I'm happy to go with... I'll run a poll if you want, but people keep putting it in the chat, and we have spoken about it twice. It's disgusting what's happened. It's the fourth time it's happened this season, I think, to a United player when they've been playing a match. Unfortunately, it happens quite a lot to footballers because they know lack of threat. Blaze it off. Odegaard. Oh, what a save by Alisson. Why didn't lack of threat? Round the keeper and shoot. It's one of those Gerrard back passes by Thiago. And Lacazette's there. Oh, come on. It's round the keeper and shoot, mate. Alisson did very well, to be fair. He made it difficult for him, but great save by Alisson from Odegaard. That could have been it. That could have been it. How do you feel about Ollie's subs versus Ralph's? It's a Simply Football. I tell you what I think Simply Football. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a shit coach compared to Ralph Rangnick. That's what I think. I don't need to talk about subs. Saka shoots. Arsenal, the more progressive team here. I think Lacazette should be scoring that as a number 9. I thought Alisson did really well to make it hard for him to round him and shoot, but you should round him and shoot. Ooh, Diaz is in down the left-hand side. It's all right. Arsenal got men back now. Oh, that's a foul. That is a foul. Cedric looks like he belongs in bloody Peaky Blinders. He looks like he's from the 20s. With his little moustache and his comb over. Arteta, look, I don't want to take any credit because I wish they were shit, but I did say I could see what Arteta was doing 18 months ago. If Arsenal, Salah's coming on. Firmino, if Arsenal get top 4 this season, how well do you think they'll do in the Champions League? Says Anthony. It's a very good question, Anthony. It's a very good question because I actually think top 4 next season will be harder than this year. For whoever, whether it's United, Spurs, Arsenal, I think top 4 is going to be harder to get next season anyway. So Arsenal will have to improve just to get top 4. But with the Champions League to deal with as well, are they capable? This season they've played what? Probably Arsenal will play probably less than 50 games this year. Next season they're going to play about 60 games. So you need a better squad. They're going to have to buy 3 good players. They desperately need a really good number 9. They're not the only one. They need more in the midfield. I think Xhaka and Partey do a good job, but they won't be able to play 60 games. So Arsenal need to go and buy 3 players. I don't know who they're looking at. So, but I do think the top. Why do I think the top 4 race is going to be more competitive next year? I think if Conte stays, Spurs will be better. I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but I think they will be better. I think their 2 January signings will be better, and they'll make signings in the summer. So I think Spurs will be better. I think Arsenal will improve. So there's 2 teams that have improved. Newcastle, you've got to watch out what they might do in the summer. So Newcastle could, I think it'd be a bit of an ask, but Newcastle I think could start pushing for it. I'd watch out for Villa. And obviously you'd hope that United can get into that as well. Would you take Trippier at United now? No, Mike, I don't. I can name 5 right backs I'd go for ahead of him. Lovely ball into Jota. He might get the shot off. And he scored. Oh dear, oh dear. Ramsdale's been beat. Front post glitch. Take that, you bitch. How's he been beat from there? He's had a fantastic season, Ramsdale. And I don't take a lot of joy in this because although it helps United, I don't want Liverpool to win the league. It's a lovely ball by Thiago. Jota's very wide, and I don't know how you get beat on the front post. No, Ramsdale's got to take the blame there. Front post glitch. Nah, he's left him. He should not get beat from there. That is crap goalkeeping, I'm afraid. If that's your keeper there, doesn't matter what you think of him, and there will be Arsenal fans who like him, he should not get beat on his front post from there. Pickford's having a party. Massive goal for Liverpool in the title race. Massive goal conceded by Arsenal in the top 4 race. And it's a keeping error that allows Jota, who's having a very impressive season, to make it 1-0 to Liverpool. I think he's coming off, isn't he, as well now, Jota? Jota is coming off. And Diaz is coming off for Salah and Firmino. Not a bad double substitution to make, to be fair. Oh, Spurs have won 2-0 against Brighton, by the way. You'd fancy Liverpool now. Chelsea still 1-1 with Lille. You even need to get a move on, you know. It's not nearly half an hour. Why your hair? When are you going to dry your hair? Oh. SS says, why don't you like long ball pace merchants? Because I don't like that style of football, I suppose. Arteta, says Patrick. Arteta, get me in goal. I mean, give me the job. Arsenal need Deitch. I'll sort him out. Sounded constipated there. I lost it. He's a very good underrated centre-back as well, Matip. Very, very good. Deservedly. Didn't he win Player of the Month? Premier League Player of the Month. $30 of age. Very interesting player as well, because I was wondering, like, does he play international football? And he retired, didn't he? Retired 5 years ago, 7 years ago. He retired at 23 from playing for Cameroon because he was unhappy with the national team setup. Crazy. Very good centre-back, doesn't play international football. Zane, thank you for the super chat. And Mark, can we do a Wenger versus Klopp? Says Tommy Boy. Lewandowski won, by the way. 43% for Benzema, 57% for Lewandowski. I wouldn't fancy Arsenal's chances now. Liverpool scoring the first goal. Aspilicueta has scored a goal there for Chelsea, 2-1, so it's 4-1 over the tie. If anyone can lip read then, I was just telling my middle daughter off for, I think she'd just been in the kitchen and nicked a snack, and I said, if you've nicked it without asking, I'll take your phone off you. Chelsea are through. Good job for Chelsea. Good job for Chelsea. Fair play to them as well, because I thought Lille played well in the first leg at Stamford Bridge, and to win the game second leg, it just shows the quality of Chelsea at the moment. Lots of things going on with Chelsea at the moment, of course, and they've won every game since. I'm not a strict parent, but stealing is stealing. Sound like a bit like Doughboy then. Stealing is stealing. 1999 United team had long ball pace merchants. No, it didn't. SS, you're talking out your arse tonight. Who replaces Lacazette? Says Matteo. Well, I suppose that's a pertinent point for Arsenal. That was a big chance for Lacazette, and he blew it. And if that was a Vlahovic, you'd fancy him to score. That was. Look, I don't think. As I said, I think this is a bonus hit for Arsenal. I don't think losing to Liverpool really is going to make their season fall apart. But you need a top-class striker. And lack of threat. He's not that. Arsenal fans rejoice when he scores or he gets an assist, but they also know he's the weak link in that team. I think if Arsenal had got Vlahovic in January, they probably would have walked top four. I still think they'll get it anyway, but... Arteta, says Yazid. Juventus is 0-0 still with Villarreal. $20 minutes to go. I don't think Juventus or Villarreal are going to cause anybody a problem in the quarterfinals. I think everybody will want Benfica or the winner of that tie. Bloody hell! Forest were 1-1 with QPR and they've scored 2 goals in 4 minutes. It's now 3-1. The reason I'm talking about Forest is because they're playing in the Championship tonight, and we're doing the watch-along of the quarter-final between Liverpool and Forest at the weekend. Firmino cuts it back, doesn't cut it back. Well, Salah off the line. Cleared away. It's not. No, it's not. It's Robertson. Blocked. Liverpool trying to kill this game off. Luton 4-0 against Preston. 2-2 Peterborough and Swansea. Peterborough going down, aren't they? Aren't they bottom? Oh, Firmino scored! What's happened there? Oh my God, what's happened there? Villarreal have got a penalty. Liverpool have got the winner here. I don't even know what happened. I thought it was going out for a throw-in. Inspired substitution by Klopp. Arteta. What's gone on here? So Firmino cuts. This is where I was watching it from. He cuts it back. It gets cleared. It comes to Robertson, who shoots. It hits Saka. Deflects. Oh, Saka puts in a bad clearance, and then they cross. Robertson. Yeah. Front post, cross. Firmino. Saka with a bad clearance. I tell you what, it's really interesting. I don't think Arsenal fans will moan too much, because the two players who've cost you the goals are Ramsdale and Saka, who've been two of your best players this season. It's just one of those games, isn't it? Players that have been massive for you this season have cost you 2 goals, really. Barrett Arsenal last season is the equivalent of Maguire at United this season. Am I wrong? Says Corbs. 2-0 to Liverpool. I think it's not game over, but it's the story of half-time, isn't it? It's what big teams do at half-time. They take games away from you. House tour would be epic, says Sam. Reed says we always wattle it against Liverpool. Not sure if you touched on it, but thoughts on Rashford giving the middle finger to fans outside the ground? Well, he said it wasn't the middle finger. Apparently he was going like that. Villarreal have scored. It's 1-0 from a penalty, so they're looking like they're going to knock the Serie A team out. No Serie A teams in the last 8 of the quarterfinals as things stand. And 3 La Liga teams. Remember, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. I said, how many La Liga teams do you think will make it to the quarterfinals? And we were saying it could be none. United could have knocked Atletico Madrid out. PSG could have knocked Real Madrid out. Juventus could have knocked Villarreal out. Fair play to La Liga. 3 of them going through at the moment. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. That's Football's the place for everyone to get involved. Join the chat. It doesn't matter who you support. We've got the Champions League watch-along at 11 o'clock on Friday as well. We'll be live for that. I'm trying to think who's in it. Bayern Munich, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Benfica, and probably Villarreal. 3 Premier League teams, 3 La Liga teams, a Portuguese side, and a German side. So La Liga putting themselves as the second best league in the world at the moment. Arsenal are looking flaky at the moment. Their first half performance was good, but considering they're 2-0 down, they don't want this to turn into 4-0, basically, Arsenal. They need to come out of this game with their head held high. As I said, this is a bonus game for Arsenal because United have got to go to Anfield and we will not win at Anfield. Like, we can all go, well, you never know. I do know. Liverpool are very good and we're very bad. And it's at Anfield, so they'll damage us big time. But as the league stands at the moment, Arsenal are only 1 point ahead of United. They've got 2 games in hand, 1 point ahead of us. We could do with a draw or another loss against Villa. If they beat Villa, they'd be 4 points ahead with a game in hand. I don't want them to be more than 1. I think if they get more than 1 result ahead of us, we're fucked. Pardon the French. And what I mean by one result is 4 points is more than one result, because even if they lose and win, they're still ahead. But Liverpool have gone up through the gears here. Salah, cross to the back post, lets it go for a goal kick. You say it best when you say nothing at all. Tell you what, it's bloody tight in the Championship. 3rd place and 10th place are separated by 6 points. And 4th place and 9th place are separated by 3 points. Championship, eh? It's bloody crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely it's absolutely incredible, Mark. It's absolutely fantastic. Ooh, I could crush a grape. Trying to keep my energy levels up, because I'm playing FIFA Live tonight, and it's not a piss about. It's proper season games, so I've got to be on it tonight. I don't want to be losing games because I'm tired. So pump it up. You've got to pump it up. I've got my sneak ready. I'll start on that actually soon. Hey Mark, Klopp said his plan is to leave Liverpool in 2024. Would you take him at United if a player like Paul Ince can play for both? Why can't a manager? I don't think, Vikrant, that Jurgen Klopp, from what I know about him, is the sort of man that is going to turn Liverpool around and become one of their greatest managers and then come to Manchester United. I can't cack because it's gone through, but thanks for the super chats. Mark, I'm so desperate like you that Villa will get a result. What do you reckon? Villa got more rest than Arsenal playing tonight away at Villa Park as well. I think the Villa game on Saturday has a massive part to play in the top 4 race, because if Villa can stop Arsenal from winning or even beat them, I think it could have a big problem on Arsenal's confidence. And ultimately, United's best hope is that if we go to the Emirates and win, we get 4th place. That's the best we can hope for. And for that to happen, we need Arsenal to drop some points. What did I have for tea, Tyrone? I had chicken Kiev and chips and beans. Creative pace merchants win your league, says SS. Chelsea are 10 minutes away from the end of their game and it's 4-1 on aggregates. Here's Martinelli. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, by the way, and thanks to everyone who subscribed. Bottom right hand corner. I don't know whether we hit 629. I would hope that we did, but you never know. Arsenal on the attack here at the moment. To get one back, you never know. Mistake. Xhaka, nice ball into Martinelli. Good tackle by Matip, though. Do I support an NFL team, Mills? Well, I don't play at the moment, but my team's Dallas Cowboys for what it counts. I really enjoyed the NFL this year. I didn't watch much of the normal season, but I watched all of the playoffs. Mad to think that Mane and Salah cost less than Maguire, says Joe. Mate, we could play a game there. Let's play a game. I'll do one, and people in the chat, what you could get, what good players could you get for the price of Fabinho? But you can't do youth. You can't say, oh, you can get Mason Mount because he's come through the youth at Chelsea. But signings wise, I'm going to start one off. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's Ruth in your... Bloody hell, I didn't realise that Liverpool paid 40 million for Fabinho. 40 million is quite a lot. I never realised it was that much. We could get Fabinho and Diaz. 2-0 to Villarreal. You could get Fabinho. And how much did Liverpool pay for Diaz? 40 million? $40 again. So you could get Diaz and Fabinho for the price that Man United paid for Maguire. The trouble with that is it doesn't matter how good Harry Maguire is. The minute we paid £80 million, we basically should have just flushed 30 million down the toilet, because you've overpaid by 30 million. It doesn't matter what I thought about the signing at the time. The facts are the facts. Not everybody gets everything right, do they? There's a lot of United fans who were like, we need a top class centre back. If it's 80 million, it's 80 million. But the fact is, it doesn't matter whether people thought it was a good deal at the time. It's not a good deal, is it? "72 minutes. There's still time for Arsenal if they could find a goal." This is Arsenal's problem. At this level, lack of threat is not good enough. When you're up against the best, he ain't good enough. He could probably help you out against the Villas and the Southamptons, maybe even the Man Uniteds, but up against the Man Cities and the Liverpools and the Chelseas, he ain't good enough. That's a good ball to Martinelli, though. And he gives a goal kick. "I'm depressed about United," says Be Social. Mate, it's sad, isn't it? It's year after year now. Year after year. Fabinho is a fantastic player, Elias. He really is. Lille are still on the attack in the Chelsea game. Saka's coming off a Pepe. Probably got one eye on the weekend now, you know. Wednesday night to Saturday lunchtime is a quick turnaround for Arsenal. He's probably got to start thinking about that, to be fair, Arteta. I'll be doing that on my FIFA career mode later. When I'm playing on a Wednesday, around the 70-minute mark, I'm thinking, who's dropping that I need on Saturday? Everton's fixture run is terrible, Harry, but they've got to win tomorrow night against Newcastle. If they don't win tomorrow night, I fear Everton could go down. Remember, don't miss That's Football at the weekend. We've got Formula 1 watch-along and qualifying Saturday, Sunday. We've got both FA Cup games Saturday evening, Middlesbrough, Chelsea, and Sunday evening, Forest, Liverpool. And then on Saturday lunchtime as well, we've got Villa against Arsenal. So lots of games, lots of watch-alongs this weekend on That's Football, this channel. Everybody's welcome. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I didn't watch the Juventus game, but I'm told by Fluffy Bags that Juve outplayed Villarreal for 80 minutes and then conceded 2 unlucky goals. Sounds very similar to Ajax Benfica last night. I was watching the highlights of it at lunchtime, and I mean, you don't need to watch the highlights. You can just look at the stats. They dominated them. And, well, Benfica had a few chances, but you're not really going to dominate anybody in the knockout stages of the Champions League. But Ajax did pretty much the similar sort of thing. Rudiger's scoring for you tonight in TFFC, says Zach Evans. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Rudiger's been a good signing, actually. My second veteran signing that's just brought some experience to the team. Got De Gea in goal. You're an Arsenal fan now, says Ruin, with the amount of Arsenal games you do. Well, I mean, I know you're joking. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I have to watch their games because ultimately I want them to drop points. I need to keep an eye on them, you know. They're our only hope, really, of grabbing something we don't deserve. That sounds wrong. I was in a nightclub and I grabbed something I didn't deserve. But she was alright about it. The don't grab anything in that way. It's very wrong. Whether they like it afterwards or not, you should always ask. Mark, if Liverpool level up to United with 20 times, how toxic do you think United fans will be if you get Poch, says Connor T. I don't think our club really care about how toxic our fans get, to be honest. I don't know whether this is 100% true, but it definitely makes sense. And there is a rumour going around about it, and a couple of people have mentioned it to me. I just don't know whether they're accurate. That this manager search that United are apparently doing, they're not doing. That they wanted Pochettino in November, that PSG wouldn't let him go, and Pochettino was interested in going to United in November but wasn't allowed to go. And now that PSG and basically United said we'll get you in the summer, and that's always been United's plan, which means they're not looking at any other manager. It's a big old lie again, and they're going to get Poch. And for anybody who says, well, what do you mean it's a big old lie again? I'll remind you of what Ed Woodward said when Jose Mourinho got sacked. He said, we're not going to rush into anything. We're going to get to the summer and we're going to assess our options and get a top quality manager in. What did they do? Ollie won a few games. We wrote a song about a bus and he gave him a 3-year contract or a 2-year contract. Where do you rate Matip in terms of centre-backs in the Prem right now, says Shay? You've got to put him up there with the best. He's certainly in the top 5. Is he in the top 4? There's some very good centre-backs in the Premier League. Rudiger's fantastic. Van Dijk's fantastic. Diaz is fantastic. I don't think you can dismiss John Stones this season as an outsider, but more prominently, Varane, when he's played, sounds stupid because the team's been shit, but United have not been smacked up when Varane's played. Every time we've conceded 4 or 5 goals, he wasn't on the pitch. Thiago Silva's another obvious one. But Matip's fantastic. He deserves that award, Player of the Month. At least this gives us a little chance of trying to get top 4. Hopefully we can get it, says Zishan. I don't know. I don't think this game proves anything about United getting top 4. You're playing 2 of the best teams in the world when you play Liverpool or Man City. And anything Arsenal got tonight was a bonus. And I think if they lose 2-0, they can still take a lot from it. The big thing is, does this result tire and damage Arsenal enough to drop points at Villa Park? That's the big game. If they win at Villa Park, tonight's irrelevant. If they drop points at Villa Park, then tonight is relevant. If only United have been half of Liverpool passing range, crossing ability, even a deputy left back is better. United fullback is so resistant to crossing the ball, says Xander. Yeah, but remember United's left back can't really go forward very much because they have to always be worried about Maguire. Salah with a shot. Villarreal are 3-0 now. I think Juventus have gone to try and get back into the game and basically been caught out. 4-1 on aggregate. Marino, Torres and Danjuma. Not a bad side, Villarreal, you know, when you look at it. Just looking at their team there. I know a lot about it because we've played them a few times, but Aurier, Torres, Pareo, Capoue, Lo Celso, Danjuma plays through the middle now. Chukwueze's on the bench, of course. They'll be competitive. Lack of threats coming off. Juventus side that's going out. Let's have a look at what they picked. Chesney, Danilo, De Ligt, Reggiani, Cuadrado, Locatelli, Artur, Rabiot, Morata, Vlahovic. Benedeschi was on the bench. Chiellini, Dybala, Pellegrini. Obviously no Chiesa. Okay, I think Chiesa's injured, isn't he? He's out of the Italy games as well. That's a big blow for Italy, trying to get into the World Cup. Euros holders might not be in the World Cup. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Still say we should have got Pau Torres, left-footed centre-back, likes bringing travelling forwards with the ball and pacey, says Hugh. And, I'd have took Torres and Varane. That would have been perfect. I'd like to know your opinion, even if it's impossible. What really can we do, fans, to get rid of the Glazers, says Saeed. The way to get rid of the Glazers is to have somebody who wants to buy the club, who then puts their case forward to the fans, and then the fans unite with that buyer to force the Glazers out. If you had a buyer that you wanted, who had the $5 billion to buy the club, and the fans worked with them, you'd get rid of the Glazers, because the fans would be obsessed with getting them out, and that's when you wouldn't turn up for games, that's when you wouldn't buy shirts, that's when you drive the share price down and hurt the club to get the new owner in. But you need to have the buyer, and I don't think there is a buyer that's going to come forward and be that passionate enough to do that. It feels like Juventus have had the same team for a decade now. I fear the same for Man United, says Overdal. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Lukaku's just won a free kick on the edge of the box. I've just been sat down by somebody called Me. I'm going to call him Meh, who says, you really don't know how to pronounce names. I know, it keeps me up at night. I really get stressed that I can't pronounce names properly. Ultimately, I just don't give a shit. I say it out. I say what I see. I'd be brilliant at catchphrase. I say what I see. If I see it, I say it. Juventus are out of the Champions League, says Jug. Chelsea's game is just about over. 4 minutes of added time. They've got a free kick on the edge of the box. They're 4-1 up. It's a good situation. I wouldn't be surprised from here if Alonso just dinks it up and over the wall. He's got a very... Oh no, he dinked it up over the wall, but he put it over the bar. Time for a stretch. Yeah, Chelsea are through, and we've got 8 minutes to go in the Arsenal game. I'm probably going to be live a little bit earlier on Twitch, I said 10:30, but I'll probably be live a little bit earlier. Hi Mark, if Everton go down this season, do you think they will bounce back, especially if rumoured points deduction, says Nathaniel? Yeah, Everton would get promoted straight away. Yeah, they've got a good enough squad, and they'd have parachute payments as well. You'd expect them to come straight back up. It's the same if Newcastle had gone down. All it would have done is stunted their growth for a year. They would have been straight back up, and as soon as they come back, they've still got the money. Mikhail says, do you still think La Liga is crap? I think incomparable to the Premier. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be bitter about it. I think La Liga's done very well. Surprised me. But also, I've always said Barcelona and Real Madrid will be back. I never said it was going to be crap forever. I've always said they will be back because the way they run those clubs, they're obsessed about being good at football. So they're always going to come back. But I do think that the last couple of years, La Liga's not been anywhere near what it was in its prime, but they've done fantastically well to get 3 clubs into the quarterfinals, 2 of which are Villarreal and Atletico Madrid, who are not even in the top 3 in La Liga. So they've done very well to do it. You've got to take your hat off to La Liga. It's not. If anyone wants to say it's the best league in the world, you're talking out of your ass. I still believe that the Premier League is comfortably better, and the reason it's better is not because of United, as we know. It's because of Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea, who are the 3 best teams in the Premier League by a long way, and 3 of the best teams in Europe. In fact, I think if Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City avoid each other in the quarter-final, all 3 of them will be in the semi. I can't see a team that's going to beat them in the quarter-finals. Bayern Munich's probably the hardest one, but Juventus are out, so I don't mind mentioning them. Villarreal, I wouldn't fancy them against Chelsea, Liverpool or Man City. Atletico Madrid, I wouldn't fancy them against Chelsea, Liverpool or Man City. Real Madrid, you never know. You never know with Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, you never know. Benfica, I wouldn't fancy them either. So, but as I said, I wouldn't mind Liverpool getting Man City, because get one of them out and then someone else can knock them out in the semis. My worst nightmare is Man City-Liverpool final. Because Man City have never won it, and Liverpool have won it too much. Morphin says, wake up, Bayern is so clear of Chelsea. I don't think you can say that. Chelsea are the Champions League holders, and I think you're doing Chelsea a disservice. And also, it's very hard to know how good Bayern Munich are, because they've not played anybody good this season. And Bayern Munich sometimes suffer with the same thing that PSG suffer with. They look really good, and then when they play somebody half decent, Real Madrid, they're vulnerable. And this has happened before with Bayern Munich last year. PSG were much better than them. So I think it's going to be interesting when Bayern Munich do play a Real Madrid or a Chelsea or a Liverpool or a Man City. I'd like Bayern Munich to be good. I'd rather Bayern Munich win it than anybody, because I don't really want an English team to win it if it's not United. But who would you want to win the Champions League? Because for me, anybody apart from Liverpool or Man City. Good win for Villarreal to knock Juventus out. Oh, I'm really up for FIFA now. You know, when you've been watching football, I'm really up for FIFA now. I'm going to be live straight after this. Well, not straight after. I'd say about 10:30ish. I'm going to be live on Twitch. The link's in the chat. FIFA Career Mode, TUSFC. It's a late one tonight. I normally play at 3, but I had to put it back late tonight. So hopefully I'm sharp. I feel it. I do feel it. Kush says Bayern had 30 shots against PSG. Who won? Who won, Kush? Martinelli. Oh, I tell you what, probably too late to make anything about it, but he's tried to whip it into the bottom corner and he's got it off by about a metre. Where does Championship rank within the top 5 leagues in the world, says Jack? Hey, come on. Let's not take the piss, Jack. You've got, in the final 8 of the Champions League, you've got 4 leagues. You've got the Portuguese League, you've got the German League, you've got La Liga, and you've got the Premier League. There's no way a Championship club's get into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So the Championship is no better than... you couldn't put the champion... Well, actually, I've probably made a mistake there. Because for me, the quality of the league is the quality of the league combined. And whilst Benfica and Sporting Lisbon would win the Championship, would Rio Bravo or whatever they're called, or I don't know, some mid-table team from Portugal, would they beat Fulham? Probably not. Same with the French league. PSG and Lille and Lyon and, you know, some of the bigger teams from France would probably win the Championship. But would some of their mid-table teams beat Fulham and Bournemouth and teams like that? So don't do the Championship a disservice, but a Championship side would not make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, whereas Benfica have. But I don't think the French league's that good. It's just got PSG in it. Arteta out. It's kicking off on Twitter, Mark, says 4Ace. Arteta out. Arteta out. I'll tweet it. Worst Real in decade with full of injuries beat Liverpool last year. Liverpool lost to Real Madrid for nearly 2 decades, says Decode. And not trying to be a prick but when Fergie retired, did you ever think Liverpool and City would become so dominant? Because it must be a Man United fan's worst nightmare, says Joe. I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't think that could happen. I always remember about 2005 being in Dublin with my mate, and I just always remember this. We were having a chat about United, and we just, it was 7 years before it happened, 8 years before it happened, and we just had this chat about what happens when Sir Alex retires. And I just remember we were both like, it will never be this good again. We'll never be able to continually rebuild teams and challenge for titles after titles after titles after titles, and even if we don't win it, be close to winning it. But I never expected us to not have a title race for 10 years. That's just horrific. That never should have happened. That's disgusting. You know, there should be a public inquiry into how United went from challenging for titles every year to not being anywhere near one. That's just disgustingly shit. running of a football club that's bordering on sabotage. But if you don't challenge for a title for 10 years, that's 10 years of somebody else winning it. Leicester aren't going to win it 10 years in a row. If you don't win a title for 10 years, Liverpool are going to win a title. Man City are going to win a few. Chelsea are going to win a few. That's the vacuum that United left. And it's been filled by people who are your rivals. It's always going to happen. Same with Arsenal. Arsenal haven't won the title for nearly 20 years. They can't expect United not to have won a few and Chelsea not to win a few and obviously Man City and Liverpool. If you run your club in a way that you don't win the title for over 10 years, you better bloody expect... Like Liverpool, they were miles ahead of us, but if you don't win a title for 30 years, there's a chance that United might have won a few. It's about how your clubs run, isn't it? You can't not win titles for a decade and then expect your rivals not to have won any either. The Emirates is emptying. Well, look, I don't think... I mean, this is a good result for United in the sense of the race for top four. But I don't think 2-0, really, to Liverpool for Arsenal is terrible. United have got to play Liverpool, so whoever Arsenal are playing that weekend, they'll go, well, look, United will lose that. If we win our game, we'll make points on them. And I'll tell you. I'm going to fucking tell you. I'll bloody tell you. Ref's about to blow up here. So, in April, United are playing Liverpool. Oh, Chelsea, Arsenal that week. So, probably neither team wins that week. To be fair. Just looking at United's fixtures, actually, we got quite a few games in April. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. No midweek football for United. Apart from Man United have only got one midweek game to play, and that's the 19th of April. That's what happens when you're shit. You get weeks off, you get midweek off. Anyway, Liverpool win 2-0. Big win for Liverpool. That closes them up to 1 point off Man City. And realistically, that game between Man City and Liverpool at the Etihad on the 10th of April is what this title is going to all be about, isn't it? Liverpool deserved to win it. I think for 20 minutes in the second half, they just went up a gear. Arsenal, how much effort have they put into that game to get nothing? It's not a terrible result for Arsenal, but really, Saturday lunchtime, we're doing the watch-along. Villa against Arsenal. If Arsenal drop points in that as well, the door opens up a little bit. And let's not forget in relation to the league as well, the way the league's looking at the moment, you've got Arsenal with 27 games played, 51 points. You've got United with 29 games played, 50 points. And you've got Spurs with 28 games played and 48 points. If Spurs win their game in hand, basically, if Arsenal lose to Villa on Saturday, but Spurs beat West Ham, they'd be level with Arsenal on points, and Arsenal would only have one game in hand. So, and they've got to play each other. So it can change. There may be a hope. That Villa game on Saturday is massive. Anyway, Mark, have you heard the song Trim Trab by Blur? Such a great song. Please listen to it if you haven't. It says Wither. And thank you very much for that. And hi, Mark. I love your FIFA videos, and I watched them on break in work. I just finished the league. You could have won it, Bridge. Camavinga, says Dave. Well, I'll tell you what, if you like my FIFA career mode, I'm literally going to be live in about 20 minutes time on Twitch. I've dropped the link in the video description. Some late night FIFA and chat with Goldbridge. The career mode is fantastic. If you want to watch it, tune in to Twitch. I'll be tweeting it on @MarkGoldbridge anyway, but also the link's in the chat. If you just want to click it and follow, you'll get a notification. I'll see you in 20 minutes on there. Thanks everyone for watching on this channel. Loads of watch-alongs over the weekend. We've got F1, we've got FA Cup football, and we've got Arsenal against Villa on Saturday lunchtime. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Really enjoyed your company tonight, and remember to take care. I'll speak to you all in a bit.